Yeah, live from Cap.
So I'm gonna be good.
You've been sipping it a while.
Oh, it's so good though.
Might be a long show. Keep you up.
It's gonna be a great show. I'm probably not gonna sleep all night tonight. We might have to break some records tonight.
We might be able to do the Nic Long After Dark segment finally.
Ooh, we've been waiting for that one. Speaking of segments, what do we have for the show today, Sam?
Today we're gonna do a little bit of hype on this whole shot race we're trying to get going down at old Chula Vista BMX. So it's pretty much in the works. It's a happening thing. So we got some news there. We're gonna dedicate this show to a bit of amateur hype. So we're gonna start going down that path. And topic of the night is the greatest amateur of all time.
Who is the greatest amateur of all time?
Yeah, we might have one in studio.
We've got one that did pretty good for his time.
So we're gonna open up the phone lines and go over that all night long. So you guys can Instagram in on the Cafe Willoughby page and give your thoughts on that, or call in. We're going to look at the amateur points, hype them up a little bit, and then we'll obviously try to get some amateurs in here after Reno maybe, and go in a little more in depth of who's up for that title and who's not. We've got the Gold Cup this weekend down at your track, so we'll touch on that a little bit. Might be a bit of a decent little pro race there all 3 days as well.
Yeah, we got some guys. I mean, we got plenty of pros that call it local, so we'll see who decides to get in the gate and do a little racing for a little bit of cash. Not much, but we should have a few guys going out there racing, so it should be good.
Good. And so what's the latest with you?
Oh man, just been busy, like you said. So we got the Gold Cup going on this weekend. So been working on the track, all that. We can talk about that later. But I have some more camps going on at the training center coming up. So excited about that. So if you guys are interested, check out the camps. I got them going on October 21st through the 23rd, and then November 3rd through 5th. So
more elite camps on the Supercross track.
Yeah, that was a blast last time. The kids did really good and had a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to doing a couple more of those camps this year. And one of them, the November one's going to be a little bit more focused on Grams. We're still going to ride the Supercross track, but probably do a little bit more USA BMX stuff and try to get the kids ready for Grams and stuff like that.
Sounds good.
What about you, man? What do you got going on?
Me? Oh, we've had one of my favorite guys, Big Jace, is in town still. So
yeah,
I forgot to say that. After a lot of demand, he's back. The Horny Toad.
The best guest ever.
Burma Academy's own Jason Carnes.
Blackjack Jason Carnes.
He's over.
Horny Toad. Vanilla Thunder.
J-Skate. Vanilla Thunder.
J-Skate. He's got about 75 nicknames.
We won't go into the rest of them.
But our favorite one is the best guest ever, because after last week, everybody loved him. So we're going to bring him back on for his own segment while he's in town.
If we can pull him away from the Cowboys game.
Yeah, I don't know. How's the Cowboys going over there, Jay?
Well, they're just warming up still.
Did everybody stand for the anthem?
I missed that part.
Jay missed the anthem,
I'm getting mixed reports on the internet. So I'm not sure what happened.
We'll see what happens there. We'll get the full report from Jay. So it sounds like there's also a little scoop going on in the BMX world.
Bit of breaking news with one of the biggest brands and biggest companies in BMX. So
there's been a little rumors of this going on for a little while now, and I didn't know who it was or what was going on. But what do you have for us?
Well, it was news to me today, but rumor is that Dan's comp is potentially, we don't know, going under. So we'll find out more. Yeah. So if there's anyone out there that wants to call in and give us the real scoop, feel free. That we hope that's incorrect news, but as the media source of this sport, we must report on the facts.
Yes, we must. Oh, we're already getting phone calls. Yeah, so that was a pretty big news drop. I mean, there's some good and bad sides to it. You know what I mean? I was reading reviews talking about it. I think obviously the bad side is Dan's comp does a lot for our sport, and they're a big supporter of what we do.
Right. But
there's been some talks about, hey, they've been kind of slipping a little bit, and now people are seeing some local shops kind of go in there and jump in there. So it's kind of a bummer on the national scene, but it might be a good thing potentially for some local BMX shops and things like that.
I don't think it's a good thing at all to see someone that puts so much into the sport go under. So hopefully it's incorrect, and I know that they do take a big chunk of the market, but we definitely don't want to lose them.
Oh, for sure. Anytime a big company like that goes, well, I'm looking at the positive. If something does go out, hopefully maybe some BMX can jump in some more shops. But I mean, Dan's comp, they've always been phenomenal. They've been great. They've been a big supporter of everything from grassroots programs to the national scene and stuff like that. And they support a couple pros pretty big too.
Yeah, for sure.
So it'd be a bummer to see somebody like them go for sure.
Definitely. So we'll keep you posted on that. And like we said, if anyone's out there that has more scoop on that, call in 800-207-1290, and we will take your call or leave a voicemail. So I guess first topic.
Yes.
Should we get down to it?
I'm excited about this one.
The whole shot race.
Yes, the Cafe Willoughby whole shot race.
The annual. Not annual. What would it be?
It will be annual if it goes off good, but if it
goes off really good, it might be weekly.
Yeah, there you go. We get weekly sponsors out here do it really big.
Yeah.
So big news. Like we talked about a couple weeks ago, we wanted to put this race on. A few people have reached out to us. We reached out to a few people, and really excited to say that we have a title sponsor. So the guys over at Fly Racing heard about what's going on, and they jumped on board. So we have our first title sponsor.
So they're the title sponsor. And then, like we said, we're still looking for some co-sponsors, and we're going to try to make this thing as big as we can. So don't hesitate to reach out, and we're going to try to make this thing pretty special, and it's not going to be your run-of-the-mill BMX race. It's going to be exciting and under the lights and live and everything that we all want in this sport. So.
Yeah, I think this is a really cool opportunity to really put a lot of ideas together that me and you have always talked about how BMX racing could be and should be. Excuse me. So we've got some really big pros that are already committing to coming out. Nick already guaranteed he'll be there. Anthony Dean, we've been talking to Connor and Corbin and Joris and a handful of the top name dudes, and it looks like a lot of those guys are going to be interested in coming out to the event as long as schedules line up. So now that we've got some title sponsors, we got some cash rolling in, we've pretty much got everything that we need. So it's game time to make this happen.
Yeah, and we may even just slide a couple of guest ladies in there and see what they can do against the men.
You never know who's going to be on our invited roster.
Yeah.
We're going to have it's going to be official. We've got an invited roster that we're bringing in. Open qualification for anybody that wants to race. So there will be an open qualification system to jump into the night show. So we're still dialing in the format, but it's going to be 8 invited riders and then 8 riders that can qualify to the night show.
And the money's going to be good. I mean, what's the minimum so far?
We're going to have some G's. We're going to have some serious cash raise. I think.
Put it this way: you're going to make more winning this than you will a day in Reno,
or potentially all 3 days if things keep going right. So potentially, we're not far off from there. So I'm super excited about this and what it means and what we can do with it. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Should be good.
So any other brands interested in jumping in, make sure you reach out to me or Sam or the Facebook page or whatever, because we still got a few sponsorship spots open. We'd love to have you guys on board. Leave a voicemail. You can call in and just give us your credit card number over the phone if you want. That's totally cool too.
I don't know where we're going to run it, but
no, I can do it straight on my phone.
Yeah,
I can do it on my phone. We'll take your money, no problem. No problem. So we got that going on. What's going on next? We got the Gold Cup going on this weekend.
Yeah, so freshly slurried track.
Yeah.
It looks pretty awesome.
I am so pumped with the track right now.
I can't say I've rolled the old tires over it yet, but she looks pretty nice.
Yeah, she does. She looks real fine.
Yeah,
man, we put a bunch of work into it, like we talked about last week with Troy out here, the Winnebago Land guys. They came out and helped us out. The track, I can honestly say it's in the best condition since I've personally taken it over.
Yeah.
So really excited how the track's riding and looks. One thing I'm super excited about, my mom and brother are going to come out, and they're going to be the barbecue vendors for the weekend.
So we're going to have some good food out there.
Yeah, so mom and bro, they own a restaurant. They do some catering and stuff like that. So it's going to be a little family affair. They're going to be rolling out and cooking barbecue for the weekend. So even if you're not racing, just come down and get some good food.
Good food, slurry track. What more? 3 days of racing.
Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame's on.
Yeah. So we're going to hear some very long-winded ceremony speeches over the weekend, I'm sure.
Yeah.
You going to be going to the Hall of Fame?
I'll be there. Yeah,
Sweet.
I think so.
Sweet.
Yeah, I think I'm done. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
I think they should induct the Jackal again. That was the best speech ever.
Just put him in one more time, just for fun?
Bring him back.
Yeah, everybody loved his speech.
I liked his speech.
The bar loved his speech, too, because about halfway through the speech, the bar got really busy.
I listened to that. I liked it.
Yeah.
Except for he went through his whole career, and then he ended his AA career, and then he's like, and then I turned vet, and then he went through his vet career. That was
perfect.
Badass.
Well, I was born in. I think that's how it started.
Yeah.
That's how it started. Yeah, so the Gold Cup's going to be a pretty good weekend, and should be fun. Should be fun. And then we only have a couple races left until the end of the year, really.
Yeah. So
I mean, for pros, we only have Reno and Curacao. That's it, right?
Is Curacao all good from the hurricanes?
They never had a hurricane ever.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I didn't know that.
Out of the belt, man.
So Curaçao's good.
Yeah, south of the hurricane.
Curaçao's good. You going, Nick?
Planning on it.
Yeah.
See how the budget's looking.
Jay, you gonna be going down?
I'm already working on my
I am
costume.
Reno.
Man, sounds like it's gonna be a good race. You going to Curacao?
No.
No.
I don't go on holidays.
Yeah. Too much work.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we're kind of getting down
But I will
that
be in
wire.
Reno.
Will you?
Uh-huh.
This just in.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you're going to have to give us the report from Reno.
I'll be at the Grand Sierra.
I'm going to be staying home, hanging out for that one, so I'll let you take the reins for Cafe Willoughby.
I'll be there. I'll be there watching Nick do his 3-day thing.
Go for some sluggers on Sunday.
He is Reno, so I heard it here.
Perfect.
And,
Perfect.
So we're going to have a decent little pro race out at the Gold Cup this weekend, huh? 3 days of Pro Open.
I don't know who's going to race though. Nick's not. Were you racing it?
I haven't decided yet. I'm dealing with this, so I haven't been on the track.
Yeah. So Nick got a little tennis elbow going on.
I'm a big fan of racing, jumping that pro set at full speed.
Mac Attack. What about you? You going to be racing it? Why not?
I'm not doing it.
Why not?
So I'm going away Saturday.
Where are you going?
Back to Florida.
Oh, lame. Lame.
Convenient timing.
Yeah, he probably because he was getting beat.
I might do it. I can do it Friday.
Yeah, all right, perfect.
So then I'll do Saturday, Sunday.
I'll race all 3 days. I got nothing better to do. I got to be there anyway, so I'm racing all 3 days. Any of your athletes going to be racing?
Well, I know Sean's going to race.
Okay.
And then I don't think Alise will be racing.
Elise isn't going to jump in there?
She ain't got time for that.
She probably should because she's going to, like Friday, she'll make money no matter what.
Probably pass y'all through the pro section.
She'd probably just do some big pancakes through that pro section and dip by us. Yeah. Yeah. So it should be a good little race regardless, though.
Yeah,
fun.
I'm looking forward to going out there and having a bit of a geese on Friday, probably.
Yeah? You gonna race today, too, or Friday, too?
No, not this week.
All right, next week. Fair enough. Going to Reno.
Well, that's pretty much the show.
Yeah, that's it, guys. Thanks for joining us. Have a good night. Do we want to start with our AM talk, or should we bring in Jason Carnes first? The best guest ever.
Well, let's bring in Nick, and we'll start with our AM talk.
Start with the AM talk. Okay,
So
Nick.
Let's bring in one of arguably the greatest AMs.
Arguably one of the best in the game.
And so our topic of the night is, who is the greatest amateur of all time?
We've been getting a lot of requests for amateur talk. A lot of people are saying, hey, you guys talk a lot about the pros. What about the amateurs? So we got to do a little amateur talk. So we figured we just started off with who is the best amateur of all time. And then we've also got some amateur points to talk about boys/men overall, going in the grands, all that stuff. But Nick, you're one of the best amateurs in the game. When you were amateur, you won a couple titles, all that kind of stuff. So figured you'd be a good person to jump in on this.
I think I was more of a 3 to 5 guy back when I was early amateur.
You're practicing your 3 to 5?
Yeah, I was practicing my pro career.
Perfect.
It always seemed like there was always somebody that was so fast at each year.
Who are some of the big guys the big names that you had to race growing up with?
I raced Bradford every single race I ever went to because he's 4 days younger than me, I think.
Okay.
So Bradford was, I might have beat him 6 times, including like motos, semis, anytime my whole amateur career.
Yeah. I think Bradford's probably one of the guys that could be in the running for that.
Yeah, but I think he only got nag one time.
That's what I was going to say. Did he ever? He never won an AM title.
No, he got it in 05.
Okay, I'm just going to jot some names down as we go through this.
Okay, jot some names. You put some names down, and we'll try to decide.
I mean, you won 2 amateur titles, didn't you?
I won 2 amateur titles, yeah.
So who are some of the other guys that won 2? We talked about this earlier. So Nick's got a couple. Plattman's got a couple.
Daddy, Herm,
Owie.
I think it was one of the Richie or one of the
Andersons got some back-to-back titles.
Yeah.
Now, does this talk include riders that went from amateur to pro and had successful careers, or just focusing on amateur?
Who was strictly a top amateur.
Okay.
So we got, people are saying Richie Anderson. That was kind of before my time, but I'm sure it was good.
I gotta assume Root probably had a solid amateur career.
I think maybe not, though, because he turned pro when he was 14.
Correct.
So he was pretty much pro his whole career. I mean, the dude kills it now.
Yeah.
And he wins everything now. One that we were talking about earlier.
Dale saying Eric Carter.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Dale he'd probably know a little bit better than some of that. Veltman's another good one that was pretty good there. What about Rusty? We were talking about Rusty Nesbitt.
Yeah, I tried texting him to get some stats from him, but I'm pretty sure he won at least 6 Nag 1 titles in a row.
But Rusty's a pretty interesting one because he turned expert pretty quick. And we were talking about this before the show started going. His first year as expert got Nag 3 and then went Nag 1 6 to 8 times back to back after that, right? Yeah. And got the number 1 amateur.
And it's hard to just say the number 1 amateur because sometimes that's a little bit out of your control, isn't it? Because of
it's
rider
completely
count.
out of your control, really. So it's sometimes the fastest guy isn't the guy. Sometimes a 10-year-old kid wins.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say.
Yeah, Mike King was another one, and that's one thing
So
that
he won the AM. They were saying he won the AM title, then the pro title.
like the next year.
Yeah.
There's two guys that have done that, and I
Robert McPherson.
Oh, I thought, was it McPherson who it
Pretty
was?
sure.
Okay, so I thought it was somebody else, but there's two guys in history to ever go number one amateur one year, number one AA the next year.
I think it was those two guys.
Yeah, so.
I think there was a loophole when King did it. I think he was able to add his A Pro points to the.
That is true.
So whenever.
That is true. So when they turned pro, they won A Pro.
We're talking about the greatest amateurs of all time, G.
Those points, those A Pro points transferred over, but nevertheless, you still have to be pretty successful even after you turn AA to still win number one overall.
Right.
So the point system has changed then.
We talk about girls as well.
I think that's almost a separate conversation.
Girls.
Well, like we'll do it.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like to try to compare the two. You know,
apples to apples.
Yeah. Because I mean, you have Dom and Elise that probably never lost a NAG championship.
Yeah, and then you have like
I mean,
Sherry
she's done
Ellett
anyway.
and things like that. Like,
we'll
some really good ones.
We can probably cruise out to the trophy room. I was going to grab some caps for us to wear. Some of those white hats.
Just peel them off and see what we got.
Between you and Elise, you guys got about 30 of them over there.
I never won an amateur race.
No, you just won pro number ones. You know, that's it. Just those little things. So, are the phone lines open? Does nobody want to call in?
Greg, let us know what amateurs were sourcing back then. That's a good topic too. But
or pros. They weren't testing back then either. Let us know. Drop the knowledge.
Who cares?
Yeah, so out of our list, what do we got so far?
So we got JB, Joey Bradford, Nic Long, David Herman, Owie, Richie Anderson, Mike King, and Robert McPherson.
And you put Rusty on there too?
Well, did we put Rusty on there?
I think
The dude got NAG 1. Like
he won the grands every time he got the NAG 1.
Okay, this list.
Only one time he didn't.
This list is getting long. We're gonna have to.
Really?
We're gonna have to do some elimination here.
Yeah. So what do you guys got?
Eric Carter 1, 2. All right.
Who?
Eric Carter.
Titles?
2 titles, Eric Carter. Okay.
I would opt myself out of it just as I only had 2 really good consistent years.
How many NAG things did you win? Did you say?
Only the 2 times I won national, I won NAG 1.
All right. So cross Nick off. He called it himself.
Of course he did.
What about
how many did Joey win?
That was going to be my next
Joey
thing.
never got national number 1.
Well,
Did he ever get NAG 1?
One time.
One time?
Like I said, there was always somebody who was super, because we moved up right before Grand. So he would win 10 months out of the year and then
so you guys would be like 10 years old the whole year and then you turn 11 right before Grands?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
What about Mikey B? Did he win a bunch?
He never
He never won the AM title, but did he win like the NAG?
Maybe a couple times, but not too many.
But I would say Herm had a more successful career than like Brave Ant.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
And even Owie, I think Owie probably had a more successful career than David. He won 2 titles, but I think he got NAG 1 quite a few more times than the rest of us.
Owie was pretty legit as amateur.
He was.
Yeah, he killed it.
So I would jump into his class every year at Grands.
I mean, King, I think, is pretty high up if he won the AM title, then won the pro title the next year. But
yeah, there's 2 guys that have done that, though.
Does that not, that...
But we're talking about amateur.
It's cool, but yeah, it's not, it doesn't
How
do
is
anything.
his early amateur career is what we want to know. And that's what we might need to rely on some of you guys to go, because we don't know too many of the past stuff. We kind of know the new era, but there's definitely some old school guys that have killed it that probably got plenty of amateur titles.
That's a good point. Nick, you won a Supercross race when you were amateur.
Yeah, but it's still, like I said, that was just in the 2 years that I was any good.
Just toot your horn.
my amateur career, my first NAG number was 3.
I remember.
And then it was like 3, 5, 7, 8, 9, national 120. Then I got like 5 again, and then I got NAG 1 twice.
Okay.
Always
And they were
remember-
back-to-back AM titles?
Yeah.
I'll always remember you when you won that Supercross race, the interview. He's like, yeah, I can't believe I won. I'm just an amateur, and I won this thing.
David won back-to-back as well, didn't he?
Yeah, Owie won back-to-back, then David won 2, then I won 2, then Flat Daddy won
Rich
2.
Anderson was ahead of the game.
It's funny because nobody won back-to-backs for a really long time, and then it seemed like the last few years it was pretty consistent of the same dude. And I think that probably has to do with a little bit of the restructure of how the classes went with like 17, 18 expert combined.
They moved it around a little bit.
Because when I was amateur, 17, 18 expert was separate, and I was 17, and that's why I turned pro, because 18 expert had semis once the entire year except for Grands.
Really?
Yeah, and I was like, there is no way I'm going to race 18 expert all year and do moto and first moto and a main at all the nationals.
Yeah.
I'm turning pro. I'm turning pro.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know any like actual little kids, that have But I think if we were to go like race to race,
we have like Tank Carter. He killed it as an amateur, but as a young one.
He also retired at age 12
because he won everything.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Yeah,
he must have when he was 5, 6.
And that's what's hard is you can't really compare them as the fastest amateur ever because they're so young. Wes Jones is another good one. Kid rode for Power Light. There's this kid that's out at Chula Vista now that the kid rips. I think he's 7 years old. Hayden Passanisi. I think he won like 40 nationals last year or something. He won everything. Carter Montellano, another young shredder that wins everything. Yeah. So, I mean, there's definitely some younger ones, but I think you got to look at, when you're talking fastest amateur, you got to look at not only who won the titles, but who's the fastest. You know what I mean? If you were to put these dudes on a gate right here, who's going to win? And you can't really put a 12-year-old on that gate with them.
Yeah. Right.
No matter how legit they are, you got to see who's bringing the speed.
From what I know, and I don't know a lot because it's a bit before my time.
You were only a Bradford fan.
I would pick from this list.
Pick Bradford every time.
If I had to pick 4, from what I know, it'd be King, Owie, Dave, and Nick, and then that would be up for debate.
Yeah. Okay. I got to throw Rusty on there. The dude got too many nag ones to not be considered one of the best. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I know he struggled a bit when he turned pro. It was AA, but he still had a good A pro career. So I just look at the dude out at Chula Vista on Tuesday night practice right before when he was still amateur his last year. Man,
yeah, Rusty is good.
Rusty is. He was in the gate. Man, if I beat him, I'm feeling good tonight. Yeah, you know what I mean.
I'm trying to think if I think he won the title when he was 17, 18, maybe.
I don't know.
But I'm thinking if him at 17, 18 and me at 17, 18, I think Rusty would beat me.
Yeah, nothing against you. Rusty was fast when he was 17, 18.
He was close to our speed.
He was AA speed at that.
Right, but you got to understand, you could say that for every generation almost because it keeps moving. The sport progresses,
Yeah, exactly. But
in some respects.
Yeah, but Rusty was beating us when he was 17. Yeah. Is what I think what Nick's saying.
I know. Pro. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Jack Kelly's another one that kills it.
Okay, so he's won nag 1 every year he's raced. How many years has he raced?
Except 1 year.
How many years has he raced though?
Well, he's probably 14.
I remember him since he was a 7.
Well, I was his team manager when I went for GT. Yeah, so okay. That's pretty legit.
What's the actual conversation? Is it the fastest amateur or the greatest amateur?
I would say the greatest because fastest is
that's relative to that.
Yeah, that's debatable.
Okay.
So I would say most wins / titles /
So then you got to put Rusty on there because he has all those nag 1s, and then not to cross you off, Nick, but if you only got 2 there, you got to see how many did David have.
He might have had.
You might have
4.
You might have to cross him off too because David only got a couple titles.
And I don't know the older guys.
And I don't know how many King and McPherson and Richie got.
I think I'd put it between Rusty and Owie.
Rusty and Owie for the little bit of a newer school amateurs.
Yeah, because I don't know how many nag ones King got or Richie. I'm sure Richie got a bunch, and he was intimidating as hell back in the day.
Still is. You see that dude walking around the pits? He's still yelling at people.
I only know McPherson from AA. So I'm not.
I think he was one of the OGs of the tall seat post.
McPherson?
Yeah. The Soscat and the tall seat post. Yeah.
That guy was so damn wide. I remember watching him race. It was insane.
Okay. Well, there wasn't much interaction on the phone, so
you guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for calling in and being really part of the show. We really appreciate that. So we'll let you guys keep talking about that, and we're going to keep talking about some amateur stuff. We've got the top 10 overall. We can pull that up, take a peek at that, and then break down some of this. And
Greg made a good point. He said pick an era that you guys know and debate that, and we'll pick a guy out of that, and then you oldies can talk about your own era.
All right, so then if we're talking current...
So it's JB, Nick, David, Rusty, Owie, right?
Yeah.
I'm calling Rusty then.
Yeah, I say Rusty.
JB, Nick, Herm, Owie.
Owie was pretty awesome to watch ride. He rode way above skill level than anybody else in our class and won. Rusty was just fast as shit.
Rusty was just a power dude.
Yeah.
I mean, he still had some skill, but he was power. But then if you're going to talk in our area, you got if Jack Kelly's won nag 1 every year but one, that's pretty insane.
Right.
Yeah. I'm going to go for Rusty. He's my pick for one of the greatest amateurs of our era, just because I got in the gate with the dude and I watch him just hang with the double A's.
How many titles did you think he won, nags? Every year?
I'm pretty sure at least 6.
I did see the back windshield of his dad's truck, and there was a lot of stickers on there.
There was a lot of Nag 1 stickers on there.
Yeah.
That's what we need to do. We need a photo of the back of. Hey, we need to call Rusty.
Send it over.
Hey, Rusty's mom, if you're watching, we need a photo of the back of your ride because we know we have all those Nag 1 plates on. We'll see how many you got on there.
I'm gonna go with, I guess, Rusty. If we're saying that, if he did win that much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Bradford only got one. He got a shit ton of world titles,
Right.
which could be played into it. But I don't know. Like I never raced a world championship till 07. So.
Well, and I think you were a good amateur, but you kind of peaked more pro than you did amateur.
Yeah.
Like you did good towards the end of your amateur that set you up to be a better pro. Than like I would consider you on your scale more of a better pro rider than amateur rider.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I was always kind of small on amateur too, and just wimpy.
Yeah.
Until like 17, 18, I finally grew up.
Then
You were
got taller.
And how about you were one of the only dudes that didn't slingshot in your age group? I
That
remember
was pretty cool. If you had the video from the last Grands I raced,
everybody just rips off, and
Oh,
Nick's
yeah.
just hanging out there waiting, and then just goes
It was
forward.
I got so frustrated when people started doing that. It was so hard for me to fix, but
That's why I started racing NBL.
because they started slingshotting there, right?
Well, NBL did the random gate first. So I was AA by then. I was an amateur. But I went and raced full
they did
season
have
pretty
it,
much at
yeah.
NBL because they did random gate, and I got sick of the slingshotters in the ABA.
Greg's asking, what's harder, Worlds or closing at the Grands? I would say closing at the Grands.
Grands.
Because
That's a hard race.
there's a lot more
And
lot more of a year's work going into it. Whereas the Worlds, you show up, it's on the day.
You just gotta
Yeah.
do that.
well, and I think the Worlds hasn't been as hard as it has been until recently.
Right.
You know, because I know we've talked about this in the past. As an ABA rider, like the Grands, like we never went to Grands here in America. You know what I mean?
Worlds.
Yeah. Sorry, we never went to Worlds. Yeah. Sorry, we never went to Worlds. Did you go to many?
No, I never went as an amateur.
I never went as
I
amateur
went
either.
junior man was the first one.
Yeah, I was elite. I never even went as junior. I wish I did. But I don't think it was that big of a deal until recently with the whole Olympic movement and UCI coming into play in America more and more and stuff like that. So
Well,
I think
I've thrown away both while leading, and the Grands was an easier throwaway than the Worlds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. So,
I
yeah,
haven't done either, so I wouldn't know.
yeah, I haven't won either one of those yet, except for the old guys class recently.
I got second at Grand.
The Grands hurt more, trust me.
Well, that's because, like you said, it's a whole year.
It's a whole year of
know?
like you've done all that work and you've built up, and you go in there to
And you
finish
endo
the
the
job,
pro section.
and then you endo the pro section and throw it away. Whereas the Worlds, it's like,
Dang.
it sucks, but
Yeah.
it's on the day and whatever, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I don't know. You were pretty mad at the Worlds that one.
yeah, mad always. Probably would have been mad if I won.
He was going to be he'd be mad Sunday in South Park if he didn't win it. Doesn't matter the race.
All right.
Cool. So amateur talk overall. Let's pull up the points right here, and we'll take a look at these. And then I like having Nick on here because you bend on that, like when they announce next up on the gate, who could take the amateur title?
That's a pressure there.
Yeah. So let's
Even
let's
though when you know
here.
it's coming, you're like,
We can
say
still chat while these on. They should be able
We're
to hear
gonna
us.
have.
Let's take the numbers
Should we
off.
wait? Should we wait till Alise gets back to do women's amateur debate?
yeah, she would know better than me,
Yeah.
so let's bring her in for that.
So we got a couple killers on here, just leading out the scoreboard. We got Brandon Crane, who's a super fast kid, and like George was commenting on, saying he's got a good shot at #1 amateur. Bryce Batten, I like this kid because he rocks a mullet and runs it pretty hard. So
he's the fast baller.
yeah.
He's a pitcher.
Oh, is that what he is?
That's what I started calling him
Okay.
when he came down for the World's prep.
He's one though that's like he's a big kid. He's a tall kid, and I think he's one of the few that like he's got some potential moving forward just because he is pretty quick and he's a pretty big kid.
Yeah.
And I know he jumped straight into 17-18 expert this year and he killed it. Marshall Gerke, I'm probably saying that name wrong. Cole Frederick. I know Marshall. I love that kid. He's hilarious. I interviewed him at Grands last year. The kid was so funny.
I don't think your points are coming up on here.
Oh, well, I don't know what to say on that one.
Oh, there it is now.
Yeah, there it is.
That's a
Just
big
takes
delay.
a second. Takes a second. If you don't know a few of these guys, Henry, I'm not sure who he is. Billy Russell.
Yeah, he's blast from the past. He had, 6 years off, maybe?
Did we discuss that Cole Fredericks already?
I just said his name. I don't know who he is.
He's pretty good. He's on,
Oh!
Who is he?
He's on Fritz's team.
Yeah.
So he's the one that Tornado Tommy was flogging.
Oh, was he?
No,
Gotcha.
he's actually meant to be really good. So
How about this kid? I actually got a story about him.
Which one?
That Cole Frederick. I never met him,
Uh-huh.
but at Louisville, I would like put my seat and hat down at the starting hill, did my lap, came over, and he was up on the hill. And I was like, hey, can you throw me my seed and stuff? He's like, yeah, no problem. Walks it down. I was like, thanks, man. You want my number plate after racing? He's like, nah. I'm like, I felt like such a bum.
That was that Kofi.
That was him. Yeah, I didn't know till after my dad knows him.
He goes, nah, man, that's cool. I'll give you mine, though, if you want. I'll even sign it for you, too.
Oh, so I was flogged after that.
What a champ.
He dogged you.
I'm stoked to see Brutal Billy up there. Just like you said, a little blast from the past. Mm-hmm. That kid's super quick. His family's awesome.
Yeah, they grew up on Dad's team for quite a while.
Yeah. I know. I don't know a few of these kids too well. I know Patrick Koo, another good. I like Patrick Koo because he's gonna always do the pro section.
Yeah.
Like if he races the Gold Cup this weekend at my track, he's gonna do the pro section every lap since he was 13.
Is it gonna be open?
So really?
Heck yeah, it is.
That's what I'm talking
And then
about.
same thing in New Mexico. I raced New Mexico this year. Kid did the pro section every lap. Was like the only amateur to do it.
That's pretty big.
So realistically, obviously that 13-year-old Brandon Crane is winning.
Yeah.
But realistically, is it going to be Bryce Batten that's probably the favorite if he wins Grands because of rider count?
Yeah, he's going to be a favorite. But what you got to look at with rider count or with all that is, this is the best thing about the Grands. Say some dude blows up and takes him out, and that's the best part about Grands. So any one of these kids is potentially going to be up for it. I see a lot of
1927 is going to be huge. It always is.
Yeah.
Do any AMs get bonuses for winning the title anymore?
They used to. I don't know if they still do. George, comment on that. You paying any guys bonuses?
I didn't get any when I got a little like $400 a month salary from on track, but
that's pretty legit as an amateur.
Yeah.
Dang. That's more than some of the double. You get all your expenses paid now.
Yeah, I did.
All expenses and $400 a month.
Well, Dad was coach and driver, so all expenses were paid.
Slid a little to the side.
It's good lunch money.
That's cool. I remember like Powerlight, they used to pay their guys and give them bonuses. So they didn't pay them, but I was real good friends with them, and they said they would take the team winnings and split it up between the riders. And he was 15 years old at the time, and he said, he's like, I average about $500 a month.
Oh, nice.
And that's when he was getting all expenses paid, food per diem per day. You know, they'd help Dad get there to drive him around if he needed it, and he'd be pocketing an extra $500 and bonuses for Nag 1 and stuff.
Yeah, I know Elise always had like parent budget and stuff, and David said he always had parent budget and
some of those amateurs back then were absolutely killing it. So, amateur talk. Who's going to win the title? What's your Nic Long shot?
For AMs, I watched all their AM racing this last weekend in Bakersfield, which was surprisingly low. Obviously, we talked about that, but I'd really like to see Robbie Patterson get it.
Yeah.
He's phenomenal on the track. Super cool guy. He's always out there working on the track. You know, if he's not racing, he's working for the ABA and doing it. And
he's good guy.
Does he work the turns?
Yeah.
That's rad.
He saved my ass at the Grands in 2012. I was on the gate and got a flat, and because he always sits on the track of his bike sweeping and stuff.
Yeah.
Ripped his wheel off, ran up to the gate, and gave it to me.
I remember that. Yeah. That's cool. So the kid works the races.
Yeah, even when he is racing, like he's always out on the track.
Yeah, he's a super nice guy. Yeah.
So does he work to like help get himself to the races, and then he works a turn in races?
I don't know.
He's my new favorite. He's my new favorite. I want him to win if that's true. I think that's rad.
I hung out and chatted with him a bunch in Bakersfield, and he was kind of breaking down the points and everything for me. He thinks he'll have a good shot. Him and Billy Russell are like 1 and 2 right now, I think.
Okay.
But it just comes down to who wins, and he thinks he'll have the biggest.
Who wins and who has a rider count? Yeah. Which one is bigger generally, 1718X or 1927?
I don't know now. When I was in both, because I won titles in both, my class was bigger in both years.
Okay.
But I was 1718 the first time and then 1927 the second time.
Okay. Everybody wanted a piece of Nick, so they were all showing up. Doesn't matter the class you were in.
First time might have been 1927 because Sipcoy was actually up at the top. We didn't race because he crashed in practice. He would have won if he would have won the race.
Gotcha.
I took it from Denzel after my main event, and then Sipcoy could have taken it from me.
Okay. So there we go. There's a good little.
That's a grand scoop that I know.
That's a grand scoop.
102 riders in 19 to 27 last year.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's a big class.
That's crazy.
Yeah. George, who you got on the sheet for 1927X, man? You got to be stacking the deck at that class.
Yeah.
That's going to be a good one.
Class in his.
I have some of your water. It feels like someone took a dump in my mouth.
He was talking about Napper. Is he that old?
He might be. And he was always really good at indoor races. It was usually the small track indoor races from what I remember, but he was always good. He's
always efficient,
yeah.
Okay.
Trying trying to think who else was on. I knew Berg was on his team for a bit till he turned pro, and retired.
What are some all-time great last-turn amateur blasts at the Grands?
Oh, man. I love Grands because there's so many good amateur blasts.
The one that comes to my mind was it Bania on Brabant, and then Herman went through?
Who?
Is it Bania? How did you say his name?
Pena.
Sergio Pena?
Sergio punted him.
Yeah.
That one was good.
He punted Mikey, and then David went through and won.
Yeah.
There's been too many good ones, but the problem is I just don't know. I don't remember like what year they were and what it was.
Yeah, who else? I didn't have.
What's it like standing on the gate as an amateur and hearing him announce your name? Because I love that the most because I think it's some of these kids' first real test at the pressure and what it's like to be a pro.
Yeah.
So what's it like? What was it like for you sitting on the gate?
It definitely is a ton of pressure, because you know it's coming, or like the points when you're going there, obviously.
Yeah.
But when you're on the gate, you're like, what's he going to say my name? Because he says 6 of the 8 people on the gate most of the time. So you're like, oh, God. It does get kind of real when you're sitting up there, and especially if you're stressing out in gate 7 or 8 and you're up for the title. It's tough. It is tough.
That's what makes American kids good, though. They deal with that pressure for such a young age. Like, you get thrown in lane 8, and then they call your name out, and it's like, you got to win right now. And
it's only a win. And they'll call it out. They're like, a win and only the win will get him the amateur title.
Yeah.
So you're sitting on the gate going, cool, if I get second right now, my whole year sucks.
Yeah.
It's the best part of watching the Grands, too. I'm always in the stand now, because I always stay, watch the races, and I'm out there gambling. But, it's the best thing, like, waiting for the expert classes, because you're like, me, since my dad has always owned a team, I know a lot of the amateur kids I always have.
And there's probably a lot of pressure on your family just because it's like your dad. You want to see him win, and
they're stressing out. It's cool to sit up there.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that's the best part of the Grands is just getting the name drop on the gate in the expert class.
Right.
I love the kids that get pumped. Like I remember some kids just like dancing on there, like throwing the hanger loose and all that stuff.
Yeah.
That's always funny.
Probably the greatest Grands moment I've seen was 2015 Jason Carnes from lane 8 to take the cruiser title.
Oh my gosh, that was amazing.
It was unbelievable.
The fans were going nuts.
They were.
Everybody, nobody could handle it. They were freaking out. They were freaking out.
I seen him prepare in the months leading up.
Yeah.
He hit his nose to the grindstone.
So I had a local kid, I think it was last year's Grands or year before. He was intermediate, put a lot of hype into it. I'm not going to name names, but this is just the best story ever. He was coming out of the first turn, he's in second, and he ended up crashing.
Oh.
The kid got so mad. Grands main events are going off. Threw his bike off the track, took his helmet, threw his helmet off, and punted his helmet across the infield.
Kicked it?
Yeah, kicked it.
That sounds like a Meek Millie thing.
And I'm sitting up there, it's me, Sean, Gain, and Connor, because all the other pros were pretty much gone. We were the only ones that were left watching it. And punted his helmet across the infield, and then Luna had to escort him off.
Awesome.
I want a name drop. That one's. We need to look that up.
Listen, for sportsmanship, I don't condone that, and it wasn't a good choice.
Showmanship, though.
For being in the stands watching, it was hilarious to watch.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
It was good. All
right.
So we got any more amateur talk?
I think Rusty takes it from my perspective.
Rusty from our era. And you're calling Patterson as your Nic Long shot for number 1 amateur this year?
Patterson, yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Well, should we switch it up and get the greatest guest of all time to come in now?
Let's bring him in.
All right. Well, Nick and him
are... At the point, we got to get the hype back.
Yeah, we got to bring it back. So, while Jason gets on the show and Nick switches him out, or you can stay on too, whatever you want to do, why don't everybody share this video, man? You guys are about to have the greatest guest of all time. So, I know I just shared it. Everybody in the house, go ahead, share it on your phone. Share the live feed.
I'll share it.
Let everybody know. Good, you shared it.
My
Nick?
phone's over here. I need an assist.
All right, so you all at home, go ahead, hit that share button. Come on, get the cafe going.
He's the 4th goat living at Nick's house.
Jason, get on over here.
4th goat.
Get on over here.
Oh.
What do you
Rusty
got?
finally texted me back.
What have we got? Is he still the greatest?
Let's see how many
here, just go. Nick,
tell him to call in.
I don't know how you're going to get over that way, Jay. Why don't you come and sit right here?
Where you want me?
Can you grab my chair?
Oh.
Sit on Nick's lap.
Yeah, sit on Nick's lap.
Come here. Come over here, sweet man.
There you go. Jay, you get on right there.
Let's see if he'll answer. We'll just get a quick call in from the razzle dazzle.
There you go. Give him a shout.
My
We got a full studio today. I love it.
Mosh pit.
We're going to just call Rusty, get his perspective on
See if he
his
answers.
amateur.
Pressure's on. Grand's pressure's on.
Is he going to answer? With this answer, and only this answer, he will talk on Cafe Willoughby.
I don't even know what state he's in.
Someone said, "What about me when I kicked the door in at the Grands?" Yeah, that was pretty bad.
That was sweet. I remember that. You almost fell. You kicked it so hard. What a poor sportsman.
Well, I opened it and then I walked out of it.
Oh, Rusty crashed in the first turn. What a loser. It's fine. We got the greatest guest of all time. The man, the myth, the legend.
You know what? The key is to undersell and overdeliver. And you guys have oversold shit out of me. And now I don't know what to do.
No way, man.
Live up to the hype.
We put up your video and so many people saying, bring him on, bring him on, bring him on.
No. See, last week, Nick had refreshments. Shaz was serving refreshments. Tonight, we got nothing. So
Nick can change that real quick.
Yeah, I'm coming in a little bit stiff.
What do you got, Jay?
We still got an hour.
All right, so we got Jay on. Jay, we got your segment lined up. What's wrong with the world?
I don't know. I don't have much to add tonight except a couple of key things today. If anyone knows or doesn't know, it's Butter's birthday. Kyle Bennett.
Yeah.
So let's send a big happy birthday to Butter. And
happy birthday, my man.
To his mother. And quick story, when we used to go down to Conroe back in the 90s, it was a Jackal's backyard. Of course, Jack... Hang on, I've got a call again. People always call when I'm on the show. Stand by, folks.
I was taking this call. It's a good call. Call.
We're back. All right, so when we used to go down to ride the Jackal's yard back in the 90s, Jackal was married to Kyle's mother at the time, and Kyle would be over on the side doing his manuals.
Yeah.
And while we'd be doing our jock,
you'd be hitting your sprints.
Yeah, your jock stuff over here. And Jackal used to give him an earful like, what are you wasting your time with manuals for? What are those manuals ever going to do for you? And we were doing manly stuff, and he carried on with his...
just this skinny kid over on the side manualing?
Yeah, doing his manuals. He had some tricks up his sleeve, and we know what the manuals did for him later on when he finally busted through. So, happy birthday to Butter. We miss you every day.
Happy birthday, Butter.
That is it.
What else? I had a couple other key things. Burn Academy gear's on sale if you guys didn't know.
Oh, yeah?
$10 tees, shirts.
$10?
Tanks.
Stand up. Show us.
Look, we got a blowout going.
Give us flex.
Oh my gosh. Come on, put the guns up. Flex them.
Extremely beautiful body does not come with the shirt. I mean, you're not going to get all that for $10.
How much does that cost?
That's years. That's going to cost you years of sacrifice.
All right.
And anyway, so that's it. And I don't know what's bothering me today, really. There's a lot of negativity on the interweb, I know, so I was just going to try to turn it around and be positive. And you know what I was thinking about today when everyone was bitching and moaning about the national anthem protest, and so I saw some pictures just after that of Puerto Rico just flattened, and it gave me flashbacks to when I was rooming with Sammy down there on Halloween a couple of years ago, USA BMX race.
That's the one where he didn't go out and party when everybody...
That was Halloween weekend when he had to go to bed at 10:30, and when I saw Maris at the bar with his shirt off, and Maris won the next day.
Right.
But anyway, I was just having flashbacks to Puerto Rico, and I was thinking about how their lives are changed forever. That place is flat, and they may not have electricity for a month,
Right.
And so we're up here bitching about people standing or not standing for the national anthem, and those people's lives just they'll never be the same. So
Deep J tonight.
Way to put that. Are we drinking wine tonight?
Hey,
Is there wine
very
over there?
man.
Yeah.
It is.
I just want to go back and relive. What year was that? 2011.
2011. Yeah.
2011, man. It's so long
The
ago.
glory
You
days.
weren't even 21 yet, anyways.
That wasn't.
Yeah.
I don't think you had to be in Puerto
You were being a
Rico.
bad influence.
I don't think there are rules down there. Yeah. I think it's just do what you want when you want.
Well, we were going to get the Pirates special at the pool, and then you didn't want to get it either.
Well, I broke my toe, and remember that night we went skinny dipping, and I broke my toe
Right.
in that boulder.
All right, after your photo shoot.
We
He stepped on his greg and tripped, busted his toe.
Hate it when that happens.
I'll tell you one thing that did come out of Puerto Rico, though. Jason introduced me to the great movie of Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Oh,
Yeah?
Right.
So good.
It was a great scene with Denzel on one side. We were on the fold-out. I was sleeping on the fold-out couch. We had Denzel on one side, Sam on the other. I had the laptop in the middle. We were, just snuggled up, watching movies.
Before or after skinny dipping?
It was
I
amazing.
don't remember what came first, but that was a great time. I like to introduce the new generation to my classic hits. You know,
you need to share some culture with these kids, and that's some of the stuff you get on the Berm Academy.
Yeah, they don't. I do force my. I
don't make them like they used to.
On these
they
guys.
are not making them like they used to.
Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth?
Anyway, what else?
All right.
What else?
Well, what do you think about the greatest AM, Jay? You've been around the block.
Well, you know what? When I was amateur, which is I can't remember, but it was 17 and over expert back then. I was just trying to think of instead of saying who's the greatest amateur, I was thinking about what's the greatest era of amateurs or the most successful amateurs, and obviously like Nick and Herm and those guys that came out of that group and Denzel. But back in my era, we had Steve Veltman, Kenny Day, Cecil Johns, Eric Carter. I mean, on and on of guys that you probably never heard of. But it was 17 and over expert. Matt Hayden was in that group. Charles Townsend.
Harry.
I mean, I can't even. Harry.
No, I think that'd be. Oh, that's a lot of people.
Yeah, I was like, no, Harry before that.
But that's what made those guys such good pros is because they were racing such a stiff class.
It was unbelievable. I didn't make too many national mains as an expert. I made a few. And I think my biggest accomplishment was 17 and over open at the Grands one year. But that class was, I can't believe the number of people that were lined up in that class. And then, of course, 17 and over would have obviously been the largest class by far at the Grands every year. So
how many riders would you get in that class?
I can't even remember, but it was nuts. So to be successful in that class, I mean, you really had to rise to the occasion. And so, there was a lot of top pros that came out of there.
And the tracks were like 2 minutes long back then, right?
Well, there were like 7 turns at the Grands, 1 jump per straightaway, a lot of power wheelies, a lot of power wheelies. And, the old school guys, this is how messed up your memory is. The old school guys get on there and bash the current state and talk about how great the tracks were. And then you watch video and you go, is that guy kidding me? That one was 3 feet tall, Billy Griggs power wheelie all the way around, And so
the guys that walked uphill to and from school.
Yeah, there's no comparison between the tracks of then and now and the skill level of riders and the power of riders. This is obviously the evolution of the athlete. There's no comparison. So it is really hard to make a proper comparison when you have the new school guys versus the old school, because the old school pros would not hang with the teenagers of today. It just wouldn't. They're just too good now.
The teenagers today, though, would have struggled on flat pedals and 190 cranks and 47 16s, though.
Well, a lot of them, they struggle with bunny hops now. But anyway, so they're good racers. But anyway.
Everyone was on 185s of 45 or 46 16, says Greg.
I remember running that. Yeah.
Quarters taken 3.
Quarters taken 3.
Oh, I had that a few times as amateur.
Yeah.
Did they do that?
Not super often, but it would just depend on the amount, like how many racks.
Right.
Yeah, it was.
Did they do it in pro for a while? Or not?
No. They've never done it in AA.
No, we just do 5-man quarters now, and it's just the worst.
Yeah.
You want to talk about Chris Ham, Jay?
The Hambone, what about him?
I don't know. Greg wants to talk about him.
Greg, he keeps bringing up Chris Ham. Hambone prank called him one time, and he's convinced it was me. And I don't even know, that was my first AA race, Ben Salem, Pennsylvania, 1995.
I remember that track. That track was sweet. Downhill, a bunch of turns.
Right.
That track was fun.
That was the debut AA race. Whole shot at the first main, couldn't quite hold on. Actually, Romero passed me. And then I think Boots got me at the line. But
Greg's saying, come on, Jay.
Listen, but that was Romero's heyday. That was Robinson. The Fosters were there. That was a good weekend.
He doesn't know the Fosters, remember?
I know the Fosters. Right. I just don't know the Blue Falcon?
The Blue Falcon.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Romero didn't know that?
No. Sam didn't.
Oh, Sam.
I didn't know the nickname.
Sam didn't.
The Blue Falcon.
When you say Blue Falcon, I think of like a car back in Australia.
Yeah.
I got the Falcon.
You got the Falcon.
Yeah.
Keys to the Falcon.
Keys to the Falcon? Sweet.
Sweet.
Well, we got some forks in too.
Yep.
Should we bring those out?
Let's fork some shit.
Yeah, let's bring it out. We need to get like an intro segment for this
hang
one.
on, I got someone on hold over here.
Oh, hold on. Hold the phone. Hold
Business
the phone.
meeting.
Business meeting. Yes. I know Sam's got some lists.
We need to get more forks.
Yeah, you guys in the chat room back home or all over wherever you're at. Give us some stuff that we can stick forks in.
We got tweeted some here on Instagram or whatever you want to call it. Grass sprints.
Remember doing those?
I did them.
Yeah.
My favorite thing about doing them was like I would do the sprint and then just lean really far over the bars at the end and just flip over into the grass. I was like 12.
I did them in San Diego when I was living out here in my motorhome with one of our old guests, Dennis Enderson.
Oh, yeah.
Back when he used to race, I'd go do grass sprints with him. Regardless, we could stick a fork in grass sprints. Yeah. I'm going to fork them.
I've seen kids do worse things for training, so.
But we would do them in like the whole football field. Would you do it super long?
I would do it all the way at El Cap, the whole thing.
It's brutal. I'll fork
keep them short kids and have at it.
Yeah.
go stick a fork in them. What about you?
Oh, yeah, fork the grass sprint.
Jay?
Oh, for sure.
Fork them?
Losers.
Sam's keeping them. Sam's keeping them.
Riding without gloves. Fork that.
Before it was a rule, I never wore gloves.
Fork that.
I never wore gloves.
I didn't either, but when you lose the palm of your hand, I'd rather lose part of my face.
Knock on wood.
Palm of your hand sucks.
Knock on wood, though, I never did, so I loved it.
You should see Warwick's hands. They're thrashed.
I was just going to say, I saw Warwick go over the bars into the first turn at Rockford one year, and he just got up looking at his hands, and I turned away.
I'll still every sprint session, though, no gloves.
Yeah. Unless it's like super hot.
Riding trails, no gloves.
Those nice thin Troy Lees.
Oh, yeah, those new Troy Lee Ace gloves.
Yeah.
Hashtag ad.
They're pretty much as good as our whole shot title sponsor, Fly Racing new gloves. They're really good, too. I'll keep it. I don't want to put a fork in that. I love
quarter-mile sprints. Fork that.
Oh, I remember doing this. Okay, so
I never did that.
Here's my quarter-mile sprints.
I don't know what a quarter-mile is.
Yeah. Here's my quarter-mile sprints, and he actually might be watching because he used to do it with me back in the day. Justin Bruner, he was the hot Colorado pro at the time, and he's like, oh, I'll pick you up. We'll go do quarter-mile sprints. And the rule was you can't stop pedaling the whole way. If you stop pedaling, you're disqualified. So I did my first one. I was probably 14, and they were pro. And I beat their time, but they disqualified me because I missed one pedal in the turn.
Like you hit your pedal on the ground?
Yeah, well, because I thought I was going to hit my pedal, and I was like, and I missed one pedal. Like, nope, doesn't count. And they made me go again with no rest, and my time was slower. See, it's way harder when you don't pedal. Time slower, we win. But I'll fork them. Those are the worst things ever. You ever do those?
No, but I've seen a lot of dads bragging to me that they got their kids on those twice a week.
That they're sprinting around the track and field track or something.
Yeah, that's what they do.
I don't ever want to do them ever again, but I think it builds a solid foundation in your kid because you need to just consume your time with something, you know.
You could race.
There's good race.
But there's things like you could do good, like you could do something, yes, but you could do much better things as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm not going to say it's a terrible idea, but...
Probably better off to go walk the dog.
This is from the coach over here talking.
That's what coach says.
That's what coach says. We'll fork the quarter-mile sprints.
Not a coach,
I know,
just opinions.
Christoph used to talk about intervals a lot. You sprint intervals, you know, and you probably end up going a quarter mile on an interval run. But
yeah.
But, you know, that's... Rest,
I do it on the watt bike now.
Sprint.
Yeah. You do quarter-mile watt bike sprints?
No, but I did that 500-meter sprint.
Yeah. Well, that's a quarter mile. That's more than a quarter mile.
That was
400 meters is a quarter mile, yeah.
That sounds horrible. How did that go? Was it a treat?
No, it was actually like the perfect, I don't want to say perfect, but the perfect amount, like to where any more than that, I would have been dead. But that was like, I felt comfortable doing that.
Almost to death?
Almost
just right to the cliff.
Yeah.
Right to the cliff and hung on.
Because watt bike tried to do a hunt, like the 1K down, and I meant to film it and send it in. I got about 38 seconds into it, and my legs just cemented over. I couldn't do anything.
How long was the 500-meter thing?
It took me 25 seconds.
And what did you have to send in? Like how far you got in that?
I just did. No, you just had it. You set it to 500 meters, and then just how fast you could do it.
And like average power or something.
No, it was just
time.
It was just all time.
Yeah. Okay.
All time. Got any good ones coming in there?
Someone said downhill sprints with flat pedals. That's an accident waiting to happen.
Yeah. Was there an ankle weight one? Did somebody say ankle weights while training?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I did those.
What do they mean ankle weights with training?
What's that?
What do they mean ankle weights with
I'm
training?
assuming like sprints with
like
ankle weights.
Sandbag. Kind
of yeah, but you sprint with them?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I raced with them at Kearney back in the day.
I don't know. They could be ankle weights, whatever. Do whatever you want.
Do whatever you want.
What about 1 minute?
What about adding chest day to Grand's prep for the pros?
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
You can never have too many chest days, right, Jay?
Always right around the corner.
Right. There's always another summer coming.
I read an interview. It was influential with Dale Holmes one time. It's like it's not just about BMX; it's about the girls as well. So that's when he used to go to Ghostbusters tanning salon, and you've got to get pecs, you've got to get some bicep work. It's not just Life ain't BMX, kids. It ain't everything. All right, so
hit some bench
there is
too.
more. Get on the bench.
Hit some bench.
Right. Bicep curls. I saw this guy gets his workouts out of Muscle and Fitness now.
Yep.
He's doing more bodybuilding than ever before. So
20 rep range.
I use the preacher curl strictly to stretch my back.
Yeah, right.
He outbenched me at World Gym last week.
All right, Rusty. 5 NAG ones, 2 world champs, 6 state ones, national 1 title, USA Junior Men National Champion. Shove that in your pipe and smoke it, is what Rusty just said.
He didn't have any gold cups, though.
No gold cups. So
I'm
that's
sure
pretty.
he's got gold cups. Actually, he probably only won it when it was Redline Cup. So
Yeah,
it's really official, because I only won gold cups.
I did gold cups. I never did Redline cups.
I don't know if it's been official since it split from East and West. Beyond that, it got a little too watered
Well, now
down.
there's 6 of them.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So,
now there's
watered
6.
down.
Everybody can get a cup.
Intermediate.
You want a cup? You want a
plate.
cup? You want a cup? Everybody
It
gets
was,
a cup.
it was legit when I
But-
did that, the gold cup days.
I think that
Can I have some of your
USA
apple juice?
BMX, I think they called in, I think they got some psychologists on board to figure out exactly how they can trick people to racing more, and they got give them more opportunities to earn that plate, and they chase it. And the people, they eat it up.
I thought it was cool when
They eat it up.
the elites got to race all the gold cups back in the day as a pro race. I thought that
Well,
was
yeah. Well, we still raced like Rock Hill when it first was built. That was a gold cup,
What's it?
and it was a pro race as well.
What's
It was like the Gold Cup finals, and it was a
the
pro
first
race.
one we went to?
So like all them North Carolina races were always gold
The
cups.
gold cup.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
One gold cup used to always be a pro race.
Right.
At least
Yeah,
one
in
of them.
October.
I remember
yeah.
Boulder was one. That's the I think Big C. That's Christian was the last pro race, elite race he won was Boulder, and that's when I realized Boulder was not big enough for a bunch of grown men.
No.
That was the when I first realized that. But
Do you have any more on there?
He had. Bear with
That's
me.
my first elite main event.
it's a long code.
Slingshot gate technique.
Well, you
I
can't.
was so envious of it.
I
can't-
wanted to know it so bad.
You can't do it now, but like if you could do it, like
Badass.
it was legit. The
Yeah,
guys that were
kids,
doing
they're
it.
trying to do it.
I had the gate at my house. Joe Zerk lived at the house. I tried for days, hours.
Really?
Trying to get. I flipped the gate so many times.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, I remember I got like an iPod and my brand new. It was like,
You're pumped.
I got the Apple Care if I break it, and then sure shit, first gate, flipped it, broke it, and couldn't get a new one. I was so devastated about that. But yeah, I could not figure it out. I couldn't break it down.
I wasn't good. I had a body rock, but I couldn't get my front wheel off the gate much. You had a sling, huh?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
This was
Sammy
pretty
was slinging.
inconsistent
Yeah.
at the beginning.
Sammy was
Pretty
slinging.
consistent.
But did you learn it out at like Orange Y when you came out here?
Mikey B taught me. Yeah.
Perfect. Well,
I mean,
you're
that's
not going to learn any better than a guy from like Mikey B or Upshot or Zurich. Like
Herms
those
was the
I think
best.
Herms was the best.
Herm was a good one.
Herms was really fluid. I like Zerk's because he like kept his body in the same spot through his bike back.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was cool to see at my house because
Right.
his tire was like this high off the ground.
I like Bennett's too. He had a really
yeah.
smooth
Had a
one.
good one.
Yeah, it was
Palin's
really
was good.
smooth.
You know, had a pretty good one was Grubby, Jared Graves.
Did he?
Oh, yeah.
He had a good one. Yeah.
KY's was pretty filthy.
Yeah, his is good too.
It
KY's
was like back and up high.
KY's was dirty. Yeah.
Well, you could see like how the AA ranking was that year, like the slingshot year versus the non-year. Because like you had your top 5 were all slingers. It was like
Ooh,
Danny C,
C's was smooth.
Kalen, Herman, Barry Nobles, and whoever else. There was one more with your top 5. Then the next year, I think Herman was the only one that was in the.
Well,
that was up there.
Herman pretty much gated the same when it went to random. He still just did a little sling. It was badass.
Yeah, but like it was just funny to see how those guys go from
Yeah.
like up there, up for the titles, all of them, to not. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. What else we got?
All right. So slingshot, and then people racing with headphones in. Yeah. Fork that.
Yeah.
Focus on the job.
Get the job done.
What do you reckon,
Can't
Nick?
fork it.
No.
Because I get distracted too easy on the
But
game.
you don't race with headphones.
No, I don't race with it. But I've practiced many a days on the Beijing track with earplugs in.
Earplug. Oh, but no music playing.
just-
Yeah.
Because fuck, there's the whistles going. There's rugby throwing their balls around.
Yeah. I mean, if you need music going, like probably need therapy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't understand the headphone things myself,
I
so
can't even ride
I'll
the
fork that
motorcycle
one.
with the headphones. I get too distracted. Like I'm
Yeah.
not paying attention. I lose
I
myself.
mean, what's his name?
Eminem.
Riley used to swear by it, didn't he?
Oh.
Yeah.
Riley
And then
Stair.
you want to chat with him, and then he's like, hang on, and then pulling it out, and Yeah, no. I can't. I tried it at the trails, and it's crazy how much it affects your riding. To me,
it's super distracting, right?
Right. Yeah. I can't.
Yeah, I'll say fork the music, but
I got one.
Get distracted.
I got one I just thought about. What about the 30-foot rule and the last straight rule? Have we talked about that one yet? The ABA, no cutting off the 30-foot, no cutting off down the last straightaway.
So I think the 30-foot one's good, but the last straight, I mean, whatever, do whatever you want. Finish line's finish line.
Yeah, I hate those rules. I'm gonna fork it.
Both of them?
Yeah.
It's hard because like pros, we don't do it. But there's cut people off well, I mean, but then there's the 6-year-old that goes from 8 to 1.
So blatant,
blatant cutover is crazy. But from being a track operator, there's nothing more than I hate than a parent coming up to me and going, "Check out my iPad. Timmy got cut off at the 30-foot rule." Like, I hate that.
I was sitting at on Jen's stage in Bakersfield, watching all the mains.
How many people came over and doing that?
Parents came over and they're like, I heard him talking about it, so I filmed it. I'm straight cut him off out of the gate.
Yeah,
be disqualified, and then they're like, Ron didn't say anything.
Yeah, well, that's the worst.
Just lost it.
Like that parent was in staging, and they heard two 12-year-olds going, "Hey, you want to gang up and take out Johnny and cut him off? Yeah, let's do it for sure." And the parent happened to hear it, and the parent was on the first straightaway in a perfect angle with their iPod ready to film it. Like that happened.
Yeah, I think that one is terrible.
Yeah.
But why don't you just, if you're going to make that rule, you may as well put lanes down the first and last straight.
Yeah, so the reason it's not is probably because UCI did that and USA BMX wanted to do something different. Because you can cut over, like say you're in 8 and there's nobody in 7 or 6. You can cut over, that's okay. Or if you're so far in front of the guy that you're not messing them up, you can cut over. You just can't impede the rider next to you.
As in, like, hit them.
Or just make them stop pedaling. So if me and Nick are racing and Nick goes to cut me off, if I have to stop pedaling by amateur rules, that would be a disqualification, which every pro lap somebody would be disqualified.
Right.
So I don't like it in the fact that it's different from amateur to pro.
Yeah.
So I'm personally going to fork both of the rules because I think it's a pain, and maybe just make a rule like if that was overly aggressive, the track can just call it as like, "Hey man, you're being a jerk, you're disqualified."
Yeah,
like you didn't have to take 6 kids out by cutting them off so hard, you would have still won. You know what I mean?
Well, like the Weatherford at the Worlds, that was stupid.
That was stupid.
Such a perfect move.
He should have never been disqualified. There's a prime example of that right there.
Yeah.
Who made that call, and then can you do it? You can't do anything about it, right?
Yeah, you can
protest it. You
don't
don't even know
it.
who made the call,
You can't. I don't think you can in UCI.
I thought you could protest the rule, but it's still up to like the head official.
It's just like, what do you mean? And they're like, no, it's too late.
I know. Even the video was sent to the head official, going, "Hey man, I think you blew it on that call. Take a look." Yeah. By one of the other guys who works at UCI, going, "You probably should." It was too late at that point. The race was already done. But like, "Hey man, take a look at this because your call was bogus."
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was a straight super camp high-low.
I think they should just get rid of both those rules because they're so up to interpretation. Like,
can we get rid of the pansies who throw their arms in the sky looking for a protest as well?
Like, are you calling
like
he's bigger than me, so I'm not going to call him a pansy. But I mean, give me a break. That's like you're tattletaling.
Yeah.
You're a grown-ass man.
Yeah.
You know you got cut off. Whatever happened, put your hand on the grip and go.
Thank you.
You should have been going faster.
You shouldn't be. Let's just get rid of all protests and let's fork all the protests in general.
Or bring it over here in Australia. If you wanted to protest, you used to go across the line with your hand up.
Yeah.
Did they have that here?
No,
I've never seen that though. So I'm wondering what was going on because I'd see somebody roll across in like 5th. And
every club night, every race, you could protest.
Why is the 5th place guy fist bumping?
I've never seen.
So I got 5th.
Yeah, you put your hand up, protest. The official comes down, have a bit of a meeting.
I think that was an
They stop the whole race.
Pretty much.
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah,
let's have a chat.
Hold on, we got a protest. And you used to be able to in the middle of before riders ready, set yourselves, riders ready, watch the lights. So if you said it before riders ready, you could say, "Hold it!" and then stop the call.
You can do that. You can do that now.
Yeah, you can do it. Nick's done it to me at the Supercross race.
I did.
He did it to me. Like, hold on. Only I didn't get the memo, and I went.
I don't think.
I know how you didn't
Nick's
get the
done it to me.
Every single person did not roll past the gate, and you
because the cadence is going. You run when you're in the gate. You race.
Nick did it, but I don't think you can do it.
Yeah, I don't think you can do it either.
Like, I don't think you can call hold it on
No, you can, because the UCI guy's like, yeah, if you would have kept going, I would have had to have given you the win.
Right, it's just if everyone stops.
Yeah, so.
That one was fair. Maybe not, just because.
What happened?
the ABA gate was going.
There was a fly buzzing, and it was a rather loud fly.
I got my own karma that day. Remember, I had to roll out of the gate in the main because the camera guy's watch went off.
He heard it.
I got it myself. I got a cool 8th place because of that.
Cool, I watched the main.
You watched the light anyway.
Yeah, but I don't know how to explain it.
Thank you.
It's so fucking distracting.
Anyway, so
Maybe I don't watch the light. Maybe I just, like how I drive, you kind of just look where you're going.
Yeah.
I'm just like that with light.
Got anything else going on in the chat room?
Who is the most cocky pro today?
Ooh, that's a good one. Who is?
So we're not forking anything. We're just giving.
We're just giving out. We're just getting juicy goss now. We passed the forks. We're just in the juicy gossip.
Who's the most cocky pro?
Oh man!
Like call you out, I'm gonna beat you, pro, or like
or just
no one says anything.
Yeah,
no one really.
Well, if it goes down to junior, it could be
Maynard, yeah.
I mean, I love him, but
Maynard, yeah,
and there's room to negotiate confidence and cocky, but
I thought it was hilarious though. I liked it, but he was definitely one of the cockiest ones.
We need that shit.
Yeah, we need hype.
Yeah.
I don't know. They're all pretty flat when it comes to that.
Everybody's pretty quiet. I think at one point when Connor was young, he was a pretty cocky pro.
Like 09?
Yeah,
09 Condor.
Yeah,
on the edge Condor.
Yeah, on the edge Condor. He might have been up there.
Razor's edge Condor.
Yeah. Posey's pretty good about dropping his AA win in South Park.
Yeah, Posey is
Posey's like,
good.
oh yeah, like I was doing sprints the other day. I felt as fast as I did. You know that year I won South Park in AA? I was feeling that fast on my sprints. But I probably do that too because I don't have near as many wins as you guys. So I'll bring up any one that I have.
I don't know. No one really calls anything out.
No, I used to be cocky when I was amateur. Not on purpose. I didn't notice I was doing it, but I remember watching a video and be like, why in the fuck would I say that?
Yeah.
What an asshole.
Yeah, I don't know. Who do you think is Greg?
You were super cocky all the time.
I was cocky?
I'm just kidding.
Probably
No, you weren't. No, you weren't.
All right. Well, what else we got?
The phone line's open. Nobody's calling.
They're open, but no one's calling. So.
Nobody's calling us. So I don't really. I think that's kind of what I had on my list down. So.
Who's talking the most shit these days in pro, like KY? No one says anything.
Nobody trash talks.
No one says anything, or else this show would be a lot easier.
That's kind of what I thought was cool about Maynard doing his thing. It was a bummer that he won, but I was like, oh, this is cool. This kid's jumping in and running his mouth.
Bummer that he didn't win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would have been real good if he would have.
So you're saying there's not a lot of personality?
No.
Everybody's pretty quiet and worried about hurting the other guy's feelings.
Right.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty soft.
Yeah. I hope when I'm old enough to turn vet, I want to just talk to Christian and say, hey, can we just trash talk each other just for fun and build some hype around the races just for fun?
Why don't you not for fun? Do it seriously.
Yeah.
Just start it.
Yeah. I'm gonna smoke you, Christian. I'm just kidding. We just need more of that. I think it keeps it real, keeps it entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
What's team points looking like going into Grands?
Ask.
What's George got to say?
Decimal George. What's points looking like?
How's the decimal points looking, George? What do we got? That could be an episode in itself too. We just talk about
team week.
Yeah, we're gonna do that. We need to get old George to call in.
Don to call in.
We need to get him on the phone at the same time.
Redbone, where's Bone at? Does he do a team still?
I don't think he does a team anymore.
Nah. That means he's free to talk shit.
Yeah, he can just run his mouth on everything.
What kind of scoops he got on
Fritz
all the years he did do?
Fritz would be a pretty good one.
I asked Fritz, we didn't. George is 36 points behind Big D.
Okay. I don't know what that means in
Donovan.
Oh yeah, TJ's dropping in another topic. They're going to be doing a pro autograph signing in Reno. So everybody that goes to Reno, I think what it is, they have a bunch of cool stuff with the Tangent Pro-Am that they were doing. They've got posters ready to go for that. And so for all the riders that aren't going to be going to Grands, you want to do that big autograph signing. Oh, Jason, got another call? Oh, Jason, another call.
My phone won't quit ringing.
It's in the plane.
Jeez.
So yeah, you pros that are going to Reno, get on the autograph table over at Tangent and give these kiddies some ink if they're not going to the Grands.
Ink it up.
Carnes is the best vet of all time. Yeah, I'd agree.
Negative.
I'd agree.
Negative.
Who else would be better than you in vet? How many titles did you win, man?
Yeah, come on. Well, I tied Big Daddy.
Okay, so you and Big Daddy are tied as a couple of the greatest vets.
I just timed it right.
Did Big Daddy look as buff as you did with a shirt off, though?
Big Daddy had that long curly hair.
He did have some curls. Yeah.
All right. Well, are we going to square anything up, or are we just going to call it?
I was thinking about it on the drive here, and I didn't have anybody.
Does anyone in the chat room have a square up that we can fire off real quick?
We need that.
Fitzwell didn't call in this week.
Yeah, Fitzwell's busy. I think he's got in trouble with his wife again.
Yeah, because he sat down during the anthem.
Yeah. Oh,
he took a knee.
The Canadian anthem?
During the Canadian anthem.
Yeah, he sat down. He was drinking some maple syrup and sat down.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, fair enough.
Jerk.
Well,
You
y'all.
asked Beast, though, about the girls. She wants to chime in.
Alice,
I mean,
come
she's
on.
just going to come in and say I was.
Bring it in.
Alice, come on in. I got another call anyway.
Who's the greatest
here.
girl amateur of all time, Beast? Was it you?
How many titles did you get?
All right, let me take this guy.
All right, take the call. Take the call. Hello?
4.
Fitz just in. Alise
Four.
Beast Post.
Yeah, 2 each.
No,
yeah.
nag plate. Nag
Nag
one.
plates.
That's
All of
4 like girl title things.
Yeah.
How many nag ones did you get?
Every year from
Every year I ever raced.
Every year till she gave it to
age
Shelby.
9 to pro.
Nag one every year?
Yeah.
Holy
She
smokes.
turned pro at 12.
So I think. So that's the greatest girl amateur of all time.
There it is.
Is there
Segment.
room for debate? I don't think so.
I'm actually undefeated. I've never lost an amateur race as a girl ever.
Still to this day, never been defeated.
I was a really good class, actually, yeah, because I raced Nick's sister for half the year. She was like 6 months younger than me. And I raced Tara Nichols, Jake Peoples' now significant other. For the first half of the year, she was 6 months older than me. So I always had like a really good battle, and there was probably like 3 or 4 Katie West. There was like a whole
Katie
crew
West.
of us that all
So there
raced
was like
each
3
other.
or 4 races
There
that
was
you lost
some gnarly,
ever?
yeah, but it was brutal. People think it's rough now on the track. Like 12 girl, people were
12
They were
girl.
pretty brutal.
crazy cutoffs.
Rough.
His sister took
Shelby
me
took her
out.
high-low super camper off the track one time.
Super camped their ass.
Got her.
Joe was like, "Shelby's gonna take you off the track, straight up."
For the race?
Yeah.
That was some trash talk. That's what we need. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, there we were 5 minutes later, and I was.
So Joe, a
in the infield.
19-year-old,
In the
was talking
infield.
shit to a 14-year-old.
Yeah.
19-year-old Joe. My girlfriend's gonna smoke you. She's gonna take you out.
It was actually in David's track.
It was at Dacono.
Dacono, yeah.
I was standing in the turn too. I was completely shocked that it happened. Oh my god, what a move.
Great job,
Shut
Shelby.
the door too? Jesus.
You were in on it.
Way to go, sis. Exactly what I told you to do. Way to go, sis. Cool. Well, Alise, the greatest amateur girl of all time. Done.
Good debate.
All right.
So George Costa said he wants us to square up him.
Of course he does. I read this.
Square him up. What did he
That
say?
might not be good. I've seen a fuck you on the thing from his name before.
He said, "Square up me talking to Donovan after winning the factory team title last year."
I'm gonna dip up.
You want to start that, Nick?
Oh man. My dad would be so much easier. He'd just be like, yeah, good race.
So George
to
they
him.
won, and then they just beat your dad's team. Is that what happened?
Yeah, they just won.
Yeah.
They just won the grands, I think.
Okay.
I don't know what to say on this one. I have no idea.
Yeah, I like George, but I've seen him hot-headed around a handful of times. I feel like he's like, this is a long time coming, Big Don! Finally! I don't even know.
I don't have much for this one. I might let you two take this one.
What would he say? I think Donovan would come up and say, "You done stealing my riders?" And then George would say, "I fucking schooled your ass by a complete decimal all year long. Decimaled your ass from start to finish. Weighted wheel your ass." Donovan would be like, "You done stealing my riders? I just talked to Game Setter and he said that you offered one of my riders $30 more bucks." "I know what you're talking about. I offered him a 46.3 and a 47.2, and he came right on over."
That was pretty good, though.
I was jealous of the amount of races Big Don was taking all the riders to.
Oh, yeah. He
Fucking
was.
cheater, and I still beat your ass.
You went to all those races, and your big fancy Rick.
I waxed you.
I won this thing with a van. I have a beat up old 92 van, and I won the title in my van. So screw you guys and your big pits. I won it in a van.
And you got the Bear Reynolds.
Yeah, you got the bear.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I think that's a good way to close off the show, fellas.
Yeah, before we blow up.
Shaz has some tacos smelling amazing.
Yep.
Oh, should we say bye to Shaz on the show? This is Shaz's last Monday.
Farewell.
Shaz, you got to get on the show. Shaz, you got to get on the show for everybody.
Why don't we
say
turn
bye?
the camera and show what she does every week?
No.
Get over here, Shaz. So for people that don't know at home, this woman is amazing. She makes us all dinner every Monday. She keeps the dog quiet. If that means even wearing part of a tree in the backyard to keep the dog quiet, she will do it for every one of us. So for all of you that are watching online, our Mondays won't be the same without her. So everybody bid farewell a nice little...
Bye,
bid Shaz a nice farewell as she heads home. Thank you. See you later. Bye.
A little cameo from Shaz.
All right, so next week we're going to have Grindle in the house.
Yes.
Yeah.
After the goal.
Yeah. So
coming down for the race.
So maybe that the announcer guy who always calls us in, he can call in, and we can.
He was going to call in this week, and he never did.
What we could do is we could have an announcer showdown, maybe.
That'd be badass.
Ooh, that would be
like
amazing.
a rap battle.
Like a rap battle, but an announcer battle.
Like how they do, they go to the second turn and then they drop it to the other guy.
We'll just keep going nonstop, moto after moto after moto, just boom, 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 boom,
motos together, like some good battle motos.
And they'll talk over each other.
Yeah, they can just like, oh, served you, son. So
take it over, Grindle, coming out of turn 2.
Yeah.
All right,
guys. Well, enjoy the rest of your week. Have a good one. We'll see you next Monday at Cafe Willoughby.